you say you are fulfilled financially in Nollywood, looking back?
I wouldn't say so. I believe that there's a lot more in store for me, in the nearest future, especially in the area in music. Nollywood has grown. A lot of people have come in, and they are taking it to another level.
Are you happy about that?
Yes, it's good.
We're talking about government. Do you think government has done enough for the industry?
Government can't do anything. Government can't do anything in Nigeria.
How about the so-called grants and qualities?
Government cannot help anybody.
Serious?
In Nigeria, the Nigerian government can't help anybody. They can't. Anything you bring government will just collapse.
So your opinion, government has not done anything for Nollywood at all?
Well, government has, when compared to what Nollywood has done for Nigeria, they've not done anything for Nollywood.
I like that.
Do you understand? But when Goodluck was there, he did his bit. Then the spillover, when Buhari came in, they did a little for the people that benefited. I was able to attend school on training, serious training on film
under Jonathan,
University of California, Los Angeles. So yes, there was a benefit for me. And I also got a grant from Jonathan.
And this government is now doing the same?
This government, they have their own way. They are doing this is what they are doing now for SMEs. So we fall under SMEs. So they don't want to, we producers fall under SMEs, and some people have benefited from it. So let me not take everything away from them.
But your views, government has done enough for Nollywood.
Government, no. Government. What government really is supposed to do is to just support.
And they're not giving us support.
Yeah, they are their own little way.
But it's not enough.
It's not enough.
How about corporate bodies?
Those ones do nothing for Nollywood. With the exception of, let me not advertise, a few telecom companies that employ our stars. I don't want to mention their names.
So the bulk of them
they know themselves. Those ones are really trying for stars. But you see, you're doing for the stars. You are not doing for your business. You are not doing for
those who are across.
No, we don't feel it. And all these our stars. They are like money for hand, back for ground. Our stars. They don't give a damn about anybody.
Well, as a critical stakeholder who has also been there for a very long time, what would you say is the biggest challenge facing Nollywood
right now?
Yeah.
Apart from access to finance. Yeah. Because look, for you to do a business successfully, you need to have access to finance.
I agree with you.
We still have that distribution issue. Because look at it right now, you make a film. Why do you ask me, where do I want to make the film for? Who do I want to make the film for? How much money will I use to make the film? Do you understand? Is it for the cinemas? Do I have the budget? Do I have enough money? Okay, what is even the guarantee that if assuming I have the money, that I will make my money back? How many screens do you have that are showing the films? It takes an extraordinary, fantastic film to break even and make profit in Hollywood.
Why is it now? Why is it like that?
Look, you spend a lot of money on promotion. The screens are not enough. Do you understand?
Sure.
And sometimes too, it could just be. In fact, there is not. In fact, look, if you ask me what makes a film, apart from some films are quality, some films have the good story, some films have good. So there is really nothing. You just go and try your own. If your luck, if it works, so I say just put everything together.
Luck is part of what makes it.
Grace.
Okay, grace, not luck.
Grace, yes. If you do all the things, make sure that you use all the best practices. Put everything, good story, good casting. You have to cast properly. Sure. The rules, you understand? Sure. Good director who will get in the picture and tell your story well. You understand? Then you have, say, the distribution is already there in cinema.
Sure.
And you promote well. You may just make it.
And you may not just make it.
Yes. 50 so it's just like usually may just make. And you know more people that have
It's a big risk.
There are more people that have failed than that have made it.
I agree with you.
So it's like a gamble. So and you're making the small movies. You sell to DSTV. Who else do you want to sell to? How much they even buy? If you make a film of 4 million, how much will they give you? How much will DSTV give you? 1.5 million. So where will you get the other money from? Is it Netflix?
I was going to talk about Netflix.
Do they really pay money for Nigerian films?
I thought that
How much? Those selected people, are they the ones that did the numbers, the people that make films in Nigeria?
So what is money?
If you select a few people to be paying them big money, how does that impact on the industry?
So that's about the.
I don't know what they are doing. I don't know what they are doing. It's good. It's a plus that he has come, but they need to.
What again? In your views as a critical stakeholder, what is the way forward towards tackling these challenges you just listed or enumerated now?
Well,
what's the way forward?
Number one, we have to continue to try to make good movies.
Okay.
I mean, that one is not debatable. You understand? We need more distribution. We need more DSTVs. So you sell to this one, sell to people that can pay. You understand? We need strong online companies?
Okay.
Such companies that do that business online, apart from Netflix.
No.
Because it's like only Netflix that is the strong one there. Okay. The other people want to connect your rights and everything. Business.
I'm not quite sure, but what are all these that you say makes up a good movie?
You have to have a good story.
Okay.
You have to cast properly.
Okay.
Because look, you can have a good story and you won't cast the wrong people. You understand?
So I'm talking about qualities that make a movie solid.
Yes. Then you have to have a good director to tell the story, because that's what is on script is different. You already have a good story with a script, a good screenplay.
Okay.
Because you hear the story, you have to do the screenplay. Then the next thing is to cast properly. Okay. After casting, you get a good director who puts together everything.
Sure.
You know, makes it into picture. And now you have to distribute well. You have to look for the good. That distribution is key. That determines whether you are going to make your next movie
or not.
Yes, or not.
So all these things will help make a movie stand out.
Yes. For example, Eddie Murphy. There has been a lot of criticism on this
Come to
America 2 years. In fact, I've read more negative criticism than positive. For me, I just think those guys just set out after COVID. They just want to make people laugh. For me, the story was very weak.
I agree with you.
You understand? The first one was mild story-wise.
I agree with you.
You understand? But they just wanted to make people laugh, because everywhere they had to put a lot of actors, put a lot of funny situations, even in the story, to just make you laugh. Brought all those actors that we love, put them there. You understand? Some of them did well. A lot of them didn't do well. You understand?
Very well.
Some of them were just waka-pass, you know, walk-ons, big stars. They had a lot of stars in it, and the music was nice too. The set was beautiful. The costume was awesome. But again, the set was not realistic, because in Africa you don't see giraffe just come into the house all the time, or elephant just come from nowhere.
Let me take you to our next question.
Yeah.
Of recent.
But what I wanted to say about that movie,
okay,
per se, is that the man already made his money.
Sure.
From Amazon Prime.
That's Murphy, I mean.
Yes.
Oh.
He sold that movie. He already made $90 million before he went as profits before he went box office. So the distribution guaranteed him his money. So the distribution is key. Before you even start making the film, you already know how much you're going to earn. Minimum.
So why can't we achieve such things here in Nigeria?
The same reason why the economy is bad.
And we're winding down.
The same reason why you cannot. Yes, the truth.
Sure.
Same reason why the dollar is so high. Same reason.
Mr. Mlian, late last year, you lost one of your closest friends, one of Nollywood's biggest names, was a friend of mine too, Mr. Chukwu.
Yes.
How did you feel when the news hit you first?
I was in the village, preparing for Christmas,
Okay.
and I got a call from Zik.
From Zik, you heard from Zik?
Yes. Boy, that was the end of my Christmas.
Wow.
I thought I was again. I must say that period there were in fact the Christmas of 2020, that season, that end, the worst I've ever witnessed because the burials were too many.
I agree with you.
The burials were too many. Chico's own was the death was
the climax.
Yes, it was the climax of it. As if anybody's going to die, not Chico now.
Did you see the death coming? Did you see it coming for Chico?
Well, I don't see death coming for anybody because it's only God that knows.
But he was ill, I mean.
He was ill. Everybody gets ill. Me, I've been ill and I recover. Yes. So I never saw Chico dying. Chico was so full of life. So just enjoys himself and just feels, he doesn't like trouble.
Seriously.
He's everybody's friend. Chico be like water, according to Fela. I say water don't get enemy. That's the kind of person that Chico was. So, but God knows best.
So now that he's gone now, what would you say miss most about him? Being one of his closest friends in Hollywood.
Well, the
also a business partner.
Yes.
Of filmmaking too.
Yes, Chico was. I love his sense of humor.
Okay.
I love his sense of humor, and I love his peaceful. Chico will not go to sleep with a quarrel. I mean, when I like quarrel to he will call you and say, let's just leave this. He doesn't like stress. And he was a guy that was devoted to his family. He was a family man, loved his wife, loved his family, and committed to them. So I really feel for them, to have lost such, and for Nollywood too, to have lost such a great man.
Can there be a Chico during Nollywood?
It's not possible. The vacuum is already there. It's not possible. It's not possible. But Chico was the force of West Coast.
No,
West Coast is dead.
No.
West Coast is dead.
I'm taking my 2 or 3 last questions. Mr. Miller, let's even talk about you. Let's tell the world about you. Who is Michael Liam? Let's look at your background. Let's dissect you. Who is Mr. Michael Liam?
Well,
let's start from where you were born. Everything about you, family. Let's talk about Mr. Michael Liam.
My dad, I was born in 1970.
Okay. In Lagos, yeah?
No, in Owerri.
Okay.
Yes, my dad was a cop, policeman.
Wow.
Yes.
You're from where in Imo State?
I'm from Umezidike in Umugu, Bidato South local government of Imo State.
Interesting.
My mom was a housewife.
Okay. How many in your family? How many of you? Is it polygamous at all?
That has no. Okay. That has taken away. So sometimes I just.
So sorry. But originally,
we're 7.
And you're child number 1?
As number 1, 2, 3, 4.
How many boys? How many girls? When I say me, I'm also child number 4 in my family. So.
I'm thinking because my elder brother is was not total number of us.
Yes.
My number.
Yeah, so number 1 in the family.
I think I'm number 4. So.
How many? You're saying yourself not together.
Yes, 7.
You're number 4. How many boys? How many girls?
The girls are 3.
Okay.
The boys are 4.
So how many are alive now? You said that has taken some of your.
That has taken 1 boy, 1 girl.
So sorry about that. So just 6.
Yes.
So my family too.
Are we up to 6? We're 5. We're not 6.
Okay. They're alive now. Currently alive.
Yes.
So that had taken
that has taken only 2.
2. So 5 alive.
Technically, maybe we are 7 now.
Interesting. So where did you grow up?
Well, I grew up. My primary school was in Lokoja with my father in the barracks. He was in the barracks.
Okay.
So I went to Holy Trinity Primary School.
Okay.
From there, I came to Lagos.
Okay.
I did my secondary school. I went to Aladura Comprehensive High School in Antony Village.
Okay.
From there, I went to university straight.
So you went to Unilory, I mean?
Yes.
You read the agric economics.
Yes.
Economics, okay.
Yes. From there, I started being on my own.
Interesting.
Yes.
Interesting.
Then later, I went to school in Courtesy of Good Luck in film and television production in UCLA. You know, to balance it.
Of course, you know, some persons believe in reincarnation. Understand? Let's assume you come back again in this world. Would you like to come back into the industry as an Hollywood practitioner, a stakeholder?
Hey, that's a very tough question. Well, if I come back as a stakeholder, I would have been able to correct the errors I made.
Okay. Can you tell us some of these errors you made?
You know, the errors. Maybe I should have just faced my music squarely.
Okay.
And you know, not look, because look, when we were playing music, there was nothing there. We never saw MTN and all those people. They were the ones that they were the game changers, the telecom people. Data, phone. This is the game changer, is what changed everything. No. You never saw it came coming.
You no longer go to shops to buy.
Alaba is dead now.
I agree with you.
Technology has killed Alaba. So you don't have to. They were telling me to come and pay money to put my in selection.
Currently,
yes, somebody was. They were sending me message to come and put the selections. They have done the selections. So they don't concern me. I'm not paying them any money. Do you understand? They've done their selection. What is it, compilation? I think they've done all some compilation even with the song, just like Fela said. It doesn't concern me. But for me to pay, for you to pirate my music, God forbid.
Does that mean you have a lot of regrets being a stakeholder in Hollywood?
Nollywood has not given some of us a fair shake of the dice. You understand? Yes.
Oh.
So if I had the opportunity to come back, I would have, like I told you, I would have done a lot of things differently. You understand? And I would have concentrated. Look, in Nigeria, for you to even succeed in anything, you have to do so many things. That's the truth. You have to put your hands on so many things. It's just a try and error thing. So even the regret things, everything, everybody is my destiny really. So it's like asking me to change my destiny. You understand? So that regret is neither here nor there. I thank God I'm alive. That is even key. A lot of people are not alive today. So once I have life, I know that I have hope. That my destination has not ended. So for me to even be coming and talking about reincarnation, that means I'm dead. I am alive.
Mr. Makele, thank you.
I'm alive.
Thank you so much.
Let's leave that.
Thanks for coming to greet us and chatting us.
You're welcome.
At Daylight TV.
You're welcome.
I appreciate your
congratulations on this.
Thanks so much, sir. We appreciate you. I appreciate so much.
Daylight is shining.
Thanks so much.
Shine.